Hi guys, welcome to the channel and to another music reaction. Today I'm going to be checking out yet another performer who is unfamiliar to me. This will be my first exposure to her in any way, shape, or form, either seeing her perform or listening to her songs. At least as far as I know, there's always a possibility I might have heard something out there in the world at some point in time and maybe it'll seem familiar to me, but as far as I know, I do not know her. And her name is Aurora. And this song is called The Seed. Okay, so I know that there's various different performances to this that are online. There's live performances and then there's an official video. I'm going to be reacting to and watching the official video. Just kind of the visuals that were shown in the thumbnail and the preview seemed really cool, so I really wanted to see that, so hope you guys do not mind. Yeah, I don't really know anything about her style of music or what she's done, so I'm going in totally blind and just looking forward to seeing what we have to see here. I'm thinking of possibly pulling up lyrics, but no, I'll just go into it and then I can always go back and look at the lyrics later on. But I have been thinking that's something I might do going forward with a lot of my reactions, just because there's been some instances where I feel like I'm not getting the full experience because I don't totally know everything that they're saying. But so maybe in the future, but we're just gonna jump into this one. We're just gonna, like I said, go in blind and just experience it this way. Okay, so this is Aurora The Seed. Here we go. We cannot eat money. Okay, so this is a
just like
environmental, environmental sort of message.
I don't know where to go. Through dirt and shadow I grow. I'm reaching light through the struggle. Just like the sea.
It's a very interesting look.
I'm chasing the wonder. I unravel myself. All in slow.
She has a very soothing voice. Okay, yeah, so this is definitely an environmental message here. We can't drink oil, we can't.
You cannot eat money or not. You cannot eat money or not. And the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money or not. You cannot eat money or not. You cannot eat money or not. And the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money or not. Oh no.
I really like the beat behind
Suffocate
it.
Me, so my tears can be
it has an urgency, which I think is appropriate for what the lyrics I've heard so far. Now, is she, because this is a pre-proverb, I'm guessing that that is what she's supposed to be representing with this.
We are burning our fingers, but we learn and forget.
Very physical performance from her. I wonder if when she's live does she do this? Definitely chosen some extremely impressive and striking images here. The growth ones are particularly.
You cannot eat money on a. You cannot eat money on a. And the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money on a. You cannot eat money on a. You cannot eat money on a. And the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money on a.
It's over. It ended so suddenly. I mean, it makes sense. They did kind of like a build up at the end, right? It went down to a more quiet place and then they built back up to it. And so, but I wasn't expecting it to end that quickly. All right, so that was very interesting. I definitely feel like I'd be curious to see what a live performance of that would both look and sound like. Both on the one hand, look, because she's very physical here, and it seems like that physicality, what she's trying to do with her body, is pretty essential to her interpretation of the message of the song. At least it seems to me. So I'd be curious if she does similar things live, because of course that would be a more of a challenge, especially since you could see here that a lot of the time when she's doing that, she isn't actually singing at the same time. So I'd be curious to see how that's done. And of course, they also have her doing multiple parts that are layered over each other, so they'd have to have backup singers come in to do some of it in order to get the full sound as well. But the other thing, of course, in a live performance is one thing that I really liked about this video, and I'd be curious how they incorporated that. I mean, I guess they could just bring sound clips in, but one of the things that they did was they utilized some of the natural sounds from the natural environment as part of the song. So one thing I really liked when at the end when they were, going through a lot of the natural imagery and then they were coming back into kind of the build up again at the end from a quiet part, the kind of the spark that went back into it at the end was the sound of the glaciers collapsing. That is just one example, of course, and then she was doing that throughout the song, was utilizing those sounds as part of the music. And so I'd be curious if she is able to bring that into a live performance as well. But it was really entertaining watching this version of it. Obviously, she puts on quite a show. She has an interesting persona, it seems, presence, way of aesthetic. I'm curious, I'm assuming that, say, the face paint, some of the armbands were supposed to be kind of her take on Native American looks because of the idea that the kind of hook for the chorus of the song she's saying comes out of a Cree saying or proverb. I'd be curious to look into that, and if anybody who actually has that sort of background or particular expertise could say if that was, accurate, or if it's just kind of an artistic interpretation that she's going for there. Yeah, I really liked that the beat that it had brought kind of a sense of urgency to the message. So you'd have these kind of ethereal moments, ethereal sounds with her voice, the way that her voice actually is. And then there'd be much more kind of urgency to it when she's repeating the line in the chorus of "you can't eat money," and then you have the beat in the background. So I just really liked the way that the song kind of moved. And the way that they utilize the music to add to the overall message. And I'd have to look up the rest of the lyrics. I could definitely make out a lot of what she was saying, but some of the things, of course, not clear after the first hearing. But obviously this was a very specifically messaged song. Yeah, and I think it did a great job for what she was trying to convey. I think that I liked that they interspersed, a variety of images in the natural environment. I always really like the ones of say, things growing, but also they incorporated images of people protesting and also images of kind of the things that people have done. I guess maybe both positive and negative, because she put some images of windmills, of people trying to use wind power, a more natural sort of energy source. And then also you have smokestacks, and then you had the highways and everything. So just a variety of different things of how humans have reacted and interacted with the earth, interspersed in there with more natural images. And yeah, so it was, and then of course the images of her dancing and moving. So it was definitely very striking visually. I'm glad that I chose to go with this one at first, but I'll definitely have to check out some live performances too, because like I have said, I have a number of questions about how her music would transition into a live performance. But definitely, I really enjoyed that. And again, thank you guys for recommending her and this song to me. If you have more recommendations, either for performances of hers, specific songs, or other artists that you want me to check out, please do let me know. And I'm going to wrap this one up here. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.